Alright, thank you for joining. I'm going to give a quick synopsis of the Greenwood Irvington package. In this package has a total of 94 doors, 3 apartment buildings, and the rest are single family homes and townhouses. Alright? This package grosses an income of $629,000 and a net income of $302,601,000. Okay? The package alone, if you look at the actual value, is actually worth $5.4 million. What that means is that all 3 apartment buildings, every single family home, every single townhouse, collectively the entire package is worth $5.4 million. And believe it or not, we're selling it at a significant discount. First, let me let you view the apartment buildings, starting off with 1708 North Ritter. Alright, this is a 3-story apartment building in which it has 18 units and 2 laundry facilities. Completely rented. Cash flowing as we speak. The next is 1720 Layman. Also rented, completely rented, 100% occupancy. In the background here, you actually see that is a hospital, and we will get to that shortly. And next is 1745 North Ritter. A lot of times I get the question from investors in the West Coast, is that normal to have an apartment building all on one ground level? Yes, it is. With the ability to have much more space than that of in Los Angeles or San Francisco, the apartments here are not always built from a vertical standpoint, but sometimes horizontal, such as this one. Let's talk about how and why are all these apartments rented at 100% occupancy. I'll tell you. As you know, the baby boomer generation is continuously growing. Well, not growing actually. They're more or less sustaining themselves. Where the projections years ago were for people to retire and then pass away, they're actually, due to technology and different things throughout the world, they're lasting a lot longer. As a matter of fact, a company that I used to work for, when I did a Six Sigma project for them, found out that the best analysis for productivity and profitability would be of that to produce more diapers. And you're thinking, okay, where are you getting at? Diapers. The more human beings that are born, they have to get into diapers, and the longer people sustain their longevity, the more they have to stay in diapers. So, to actually produce more and more diapers is actually very, very realistic, and it's very, very profitable. Likewise, as people are continuing to live longer, however, the ability for them to maintain their standard of living gets less. The reason being is that most are retiring or are being forced to retire. Some are picking up, additional incomes. I'm sure you've all been to Walmart or different stores where they hire older people because of the dependability. Okay, but these individuals are usually getting some type of government assistance along with their current day jobs. And that leads us to where we are now, why we have 100% occupancy on these 3 apartments. The reason is this. The apartment buildings have partnered with this hospital that you saw right behind Layman. Right here. As a matter of fact, it's not that far from the hospital, as you can tell. Partnering with the hospital and providing the senior citizens and those on disability housing. Now, the hospital and the government gives those on disability money to find housing. And the shortest term lease, the shortest resident thus far who has lived here has only been 2 years. In other words, the renters that are there have been in place for over 2 to 3 years. And most likely, as long as they don't pass away, they will continue to be in place. Upon someone passing away or moving out, etc., there is a waiting list of over 100 senior citizens waiting to live here. Now, why do they want to live here so bad? One, close proximity to the hospital, and two, the market rents that they are receiving are substantially less, or the rent that they are receiving is substantially less than the market rent. These apartments are 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, and some are 2 bedrooms, 2 bath. Where you'll see later on the rent rolls, some are receiving rent for $500, $600, where it would normally be $700 or even $800. So let's continue to talk about the hospital real quick. Alright, this gives you a nice view of the actual hospital. Okay? This is where, or how close the apartments are. This is the hospital here, and then right here you'll see a different aerial view. Okay? The picture you just saw before this one was the front face of Ritter looking at the hospital. This is sharing the same street, Ritter, only crossing 16th Street, is how close the apartment buildings are. Alright? They're on transit line, so in case of an emergency or if they need to have a checkup, the senior citizens or elderly can actually ride the transit down the street to the hospital and then ride the transit back home. It's a win-win situation. There are also other developments throughout. There are shopping centers throughout. And it's actually a very, very sustainable and strong area. You see Little Flower is here to the west. The hospital is here once again. You have various parks throughout. Okay. It's a great opportunity. All right. Now let's talk about the single-family homes. Now there is a Dropbox file and also a Google Drive to where you are able to access the financials as far as the gross income, the net income, rent rolls, etc., and also the pictures included for these properties. So, these are a few of the pictures of the single-family homes. Similar to that of the apartments, these renters have been here for more than 2 years, and they don't want to leave. As a matter of fact, most of these renters have actually asked if they could set up a lease option to actually own the properties. This makes an additional guarantee for a vehicle for your money. In reference to the hospital, there is no subsidy, so that there's no binding as far as the government is concerned with the housing. Okay. Now, everyone who's in a single-family home or a townhouse does not, I repeat, does not and is not a part of the hospital's disability or the hospital contract. Okay. let's continue. Right. Now you can also view more of these properties on the Dropbox file that you will access through Google Drive. Let's look at the financials real quick. Alright, let's get a clearer view so you can see hopefully all three. Okay. Let's look at the main building here, which is the 1708 North Ritter Avenue. You're grossing on a monthly basis close to $9,000 right here. All right, as I spoke earlier, has two washer and dryers for the laundry facility, and then here's the thing: all of them have laundry facilities. It's just that the main Ritter building has two, and which of course those living there use the washer and dryer units. All right. The North Ritter building, which is smaller than the main building, it brings in close to $7,000, and then the North Lehman building brings in close to $6,000. Okay. Monthly, what you're looking at, just for these three apartment buildings alone, you're looking at a gross $21,847. Now, what you saw earlier was a few of the single-family homes, and here they are again with the addresses. It's 22 single-family homes. The rents vary, but once again, most of these rents are below market value. In other words, a lot of the rents for these single-family homes can be closer to the $850 range. All right. And now let's go ahead and look at some of the townhomes. Same exact thing here. The rents here for the townhomes can at least be pushed for $750 to $800 per month, and yet these rents are still below. All right. Here's what it boils down to. The gross income. Like stated earlier, the gross income is $629,304. Operating expenses totaling in $326,703, giving you a net income of course, $302,601. Maintenance, taxes, repairs, utilities, and insurance. This is in a stable neighborhood with stable occupancy, with steady rents. And then as far as with the single family homes and townhouses, you have the ability to do multiple lease to options. Thank you for your time.